Hello everyone, Kit here, back with another video. Today for you guys I'm going to be reading the December 4th, 2019 Lawful Money document. This is part 2 of it. I'll leave a link to this down in the description box below, along for email. You can email us at themonstergboy.com for private consultation. Without further ado, let me get right into this part 2. Since the IRS Form 1040 line 21 has changed, the IRS added schedules for one to fill out if his taxes are more complicated than the normal American who endorsed the Federal Reserve all year and has no other means of income, deductions, credits, etc. Form 1040 line 21 is other income, and since lawful money is not a Federal Reserve note, it constitutes as being a separate form of income. You can either redeem for the entire year, or if you do not redeem the amount for the full year, write the redeemed amount as a negative amount by putting the amount redeemed in parentheses on line 21. Are you aware when you do put parentheses around a number? Parentheses around numbers could have different meanings. Here are a few definitions to know. An amount in parentheses could indicate a negative amount, as such a negative balance in your check register. Sometimes an amount in parentheses signifies a credit balance in an account, normally having a debt balance, or even a debt balance in an account that normally has a credit balance. Some accountants use the parentheses to simply indicate credit entries. Amounts without parentheses are debt entries. Here's a suggestion for everyone asking what to do about banks using digital signing pads in lieu of the traditional paper contracts, and or banks refusing to allow you to add anything other than your name. Take your business elsewhere. If that isn't possible, I suggest that you ask firmly. Insist that you need the paper signature card for the sake of tax records. Tell them your CPA said you need them. Try to maintain a thread of consistency. Every chance you get to state your claim in lawful money redemption, take it. Lawful money tip. If you're demanding lawful money, go to your online bank account and go to your account preferences or settings. You should be able to edit the names of your accounts. Usually the default names of your accounts is checking or savings, but change it to lawful money checking 12 USC 411, and the same for the savings account. This is not a necessity. However, it validates your actions even further by proving you are redeeming your paychecks in lawful money. Also, it helps when bringing non-endorsed checks to the bank teller. When they see the name of the account, they will be less likely to ask about your non-endorsement. At the end of the day, the people working at the bank, just like most everyone else, are scared of what they don't know and don't like abnormal customs. They're fully legal. Don't full-on educate them. Thanks the bank's legal department's job. Just tell them it's a form of endorse, which is allowed pursuant their endorsement section of the bank contract, which is why you need to read it. Emilio read the contract and pointed this out to the person helping him. It's not easy, but it isn't hard if you know what you're doing, which is why I tell you to educate yourself and not just ask me to feed you the info. I'm not going to be at the bank with you. You need to do this on your own. You know what you're talking about and can defend your actions. Then you will be fine. But if I told you what to do, you won't be able to say, "Hold up, I gotta check." Be able to defend your actions. Here at Aware, we're creating a community of people who are eager to learn and become most aware, and most importantly, to do. Our website and a channel have been served as an excellent feedback loop for spreading truth and enlightenment. Lawful money process works for digital invoices too. Everything is trust law because we're dealing with a function of fiction and non-fiction. Patrick Devine spoke a lot about how everything is trust law and how crucial it is to master. We need to start living like we have full control of our executive trust, our property to the system when we sign our name to everything. We the people are the trustees of our own trusts. Every time we sign things, we should be making our demands addressed around signatures. To learn about taxations, read Moloch versus Maryland. The principle of taxation is that you can tax what you create. So what is being taxed? What did the state create? Legal fiction, 14th Amendment slaves. You have two options: endorse the Federal Reserve private credit system or redeem lawful money pursuant 12 U.S.C. 411. Taxation is voluntary. The Fed notes are debt notes and represent a paramount lien for the Fed. 48 Statute 337-2. So that means they could file a claim against you for the debt owed. However, you enjoy the sovereign status of holder in due course. Being holder in due course saves you from claims being made against you. So the Fed can't file claims against you for the Fed notes. This is what's being taxed. Your income isn't being taxed, and because that would make the income tax a direct tax, which would be unconstitutional, the income tax is an indirect tax. An indirect tax is synonymous with privilege tax. The income is the basis of the tax, that not what's being taxed. It's the basis of the basis PF tax. The tax because your income is used to measure the degree to which you enjoy the sovereign status of being holder in due course. Are you aware the $1 bill has two images, authorization, ownership seals on it, Federal Reserve on the left, Department of the Treasury on the right? Make the right choice. Federal Reserve Act Remedy, Chapter 3, Subchapter 7, 411. 411 Insurance to reserve banks, nature of obligation, redemption. Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System for the purpose of making advances to the Federal Reserve banks through the Federal Reserve agents as hereafter set forth, and for no other purpose shall authorized. The said notes shall be obligations of the United States and shall be receivable by all national and member banks and for all taxes, customs, and other public dues. They shall be redeemed in lawful money on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States, in the City of Washington, District of Columbia, or at any Federal Reserve Bank. No contract equals no obligation. The steps shared in this presentation are just the basics and should be your first steps to getting money back from the Treasury if you follow the proper instructions and begin to apply this process that puts money in your pocket almost immediately. However, if you have not stopped here at this point, you must pay it forward and teach others. Set yourself up in the private. While you do not need to be an SPC to follow the process, we recommend that you take the time to still secure yourself in the path to sovereignty. This process works at any bank. So if you created your private and creditor status, then you have proof of 1. You are the agent heir to the estate, all capital strongman Ingleses. 2. You know how to operate on the private and you know the game of commerce. We are getting smart as a society, but unfortunately people are not getting smart with the people in their inner circle. Times have changed. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men in the world, made predictions. He was wrong and missed out on opportunities he thought were not going to be successful. For instance, Buffett said, Jeff Bezos has done something close to a miracle. The problem is when I think something will be a miracle, I tend not to bet on it. With cryptocurrency, Buffett has a long history of trash-talking cryptocurrency, saying it will come to a bad ending. So quite like Warren Buffett and his predictions, most people's mindset in the old times. As times change, so does the process of law change. Opening a lawful money trust account. This is where your redemption verbiage for a lawful money account. The lady helping me set up my account, she did not mention the endorsement on the signature card. I did not say anything special or do anything outside the ordinary. I just walked in, asked if I could open an account with the bank, and they helped me per usual. After the account has been established, I deposited the $40 cash right then and there. I started to receive a little friction. Another employee there, most likely the manager, was asking me about my signature card. She did not know about the redemption and started asking me about it. I did not lecture her. I simply told her that it was a type of endorsement I wanted to use for the account. I'm pretty sure me saying all transactions is what confused her. She told me that they don't inspect every transaction and referenced the Check 21 Act. Her concern was that my restrictive endorsement might not be acknowledged because the bank doesn't overlook all transactions since they went digital. She was saying that the bank is not liable for any improperly endorsed transactions. I thought this was odd because I signed a check. This is an endorsed check. Anyways, the account is open with lawful money in it. I'm still going to use paper checks with the written redemption verbiage for the sake of being through. There is information overload. People are having information overload. This is why they're confused and not having a remedy because they're trying everyone's different processes. Their supposed gurus tell you to do things that don't make much sense, such as making you do things like print out as many copies and spend money on processes that don't work. Be vigilant on who you are learning from and read case laws. Learn and study the UCC3 to set off debts. Write negotiable instruments and learn how to write checks. On our next call, we're going to be sharing the steps on how to open lawful money trust account. Thank you for listening. If you have a question, please ask it in the comment section below. Stay aware, peace, and blessings. And I'll see you guys next video. Have a nice day.